What's good, YouTubers and YouTubettes? This is JBsports back again with another one. Unified heavyweight champion Anthony Joshua, nicknamed AJ, did a recent interview with Sky Sports, and he discussed several topics, which included WBC champion Tyson Fury, former WBC champion, and 10 successful defenses during his reign as champion Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder, and former undisputed cruiserweight champion and current #1 in the WBO mandatory contender Alexander Usyk. Now, Anthony Joshua basically blames Team Fury for dropping the ball on the AJ Fury mega fight. Basically said they sold him a bill of goods, they lied to them. And he basically said they some frauds over there on that side. They some phonies. But he's still looking to face Fury if he comes through the Wilder fight at the end of 2021. Now, in regards to Deontay Wilder and his comments that he made right before the Fury 3 press conference when he said he would knock out Anthony Joshua in devastating fashion, he basically says Deontay Wilder ain't been in the ring with him. What seems like it's going to be an easy fight for Wilder. He's going to knock him out in the first round. He don't think that's going to be the case once they're in the ring with him. He said several opponents have underestimated him, and they found out it's different than what they perceived before the fight and when it went down when they actually got in the ring with him. It's basically what AJ said. I'm paraphrasing. That's basically what he said. In regards to Alexander Usyk, he said Alexander Usyk don't present nothing to him in the ring that he ain't seen before. Alexander Usyk ain't nothing special, despite what people been saying about him and Vasily Lomachenko, that their skill level is on a whole nother level. You know, they call Vasily Lomachenko the Matrix, and they basically call Alexander Usyk the Vasily Lomachenko of the cruiserweight division, man. Basically, he just do things that other cruiserweights simply can't do. He throw punches from different angles. He got such a great punch variety, and the way he put his punches together is just something that you rarely seen or probably not ever seen in a sport of boxing. If you let these so-called boxing experts, these so-called boxing pundits tell it. But Anthony Joshua saying, it ain't quite like that. It ain't what I see. I see a guy that I can take care of business with. He ain't bringing nothing that I ain't never seen before. He ain't nothing unique about his skill set. It's basically what AJ said. So we will see if that fight gets made, how that fight plays out. We will see what happens, and we will see what transpires. But AJ is basically saying that he the top dog in heavyweight division. Long story being short, he wanted everybody to know that, hey, man, Fury is a fraud. Fury really didn't want to fight. Fury was selling us a bill of goods. Fury ain't what everybody portrays him to be. And basically say, in Deontay Wilder, you know, you say you're going to knock me out in the first round. You're not an elite fighter. You know, when you get in the ring with me, it's going to be much different than what you perceive. It's basically how he told Deontay Wilder in response to his statements that he made before the Fury 3 press conference. And again, Alexander Usyk, man, he don't think he's nothing special, basically. He ain't nothing special to me. He brings nothing that I ain't never seen. He ain't bringing nothing to the table that I haven't seen before. It's basically what AJ said. So we will see what happens, and we will see what transpires. But AJ got to get in the ring with Wilder, and AJ got to get in the ring with Fury. You know, he talked about his resume. You know, he's a throwback fighter. He's been in the ring with the who's who of the heavyweight division. But in actuality, he's been in there with the who that is of the heavyweight division. Because you don't know most of the fighters that he didn't fought. He ain't fought the two recognizable names in the heavyweight division. That's Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder. He's got to get in the ring with those two guys. Beating Joseph Parker, beating Carlos Takam, beating Prince Charles Martin, beating Carlos Molina, beating Dominique Big Titties Brazil. You know, beating guys of that caliber, that ain't gonna put you on the elite level, in my opinion. That's not gonna give you a chance to be mentioned with the great heavyweights of the past, the Lennox Lewises of the world, the Larry Holmes of the world, the Mike Tysons of the world, the Evander Holyfields of the world, the Muhammad Ali's of the world, the Joe Fraziers of the world. You're not gonna be mentioned with those guys fighting the Kubat Pulers of the world. That's just what it is. So you're going to have to get in the ring with the two big dogs in the heavyweight division, beat those two guys, and then you can stake your claim as one of the best fighters of your generation. Until then, all this I got this great resume is nothing but fabrication. It ain't reality. You haven't fought the best of the best in the division. The heavyweight division is 3 deep, and you haven't fought the other 2 guys that are mentioned with you as the top dogs in the heavyweight division. Until you fight those guys, I cannot put you not only not the best in the heavyweight division right now, but not one of the best heavyweights of this generation. So we will see what happens, and we will see what transpires. But let me know your thoughts about AJ making those comments on Sky Sports. I just want to do a quick video about that. He made some interesting comments. But it's just AJ being AJ. AJ want everybody to believe that he's a top dog in the division. And he was a top dog up till when Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder fought, not once but twice. And Tyson Fury stopped Deontay Wilder in the 7th round stoppage. And everybody recognized that Tyson Fury was the #1 guy in the heavyweight division. Ring Magazine heavyweight champion, along with the WBC heavyweight champion, despite AJ holding 3 of the 4 major belts. So he just, in every interview, he tries to make himself and himself to be this top fighter that fights all the top fighters in the heavyweight division. He's a throwback fighter. Just bring him on and I'll fight him, no matter who, no matter how dangerous you say these guys is. Wait till they get in the ring with me, they'll see that I am the best. He wants you to believe all that what he's saying. But actions speak louder than words, as that old saying. So he's got to get in there with those 2 heavyweight gladiators, Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury. He beats them 2, then he can stake his claim. And he can then talk about how great his resume is. And then he can say he's this great throwback fighter. And I'll have to bow down and give him his just due and give him his credit for doing those things. Until then, it's just nothing but talk. It's nothing but propaganda. And it's nothing but great talking points. That's all it is. Let me know your thoughts about Anthony Joshua. Hit the like button if you like the content of this video, and subscribe to JB Sports, the man, the myth, the legend. And I'll holler.